Welcome to the show, and on this week's show, we're going to talk about McLaren's new e-bike.
Yes, and Grooveliner racks, EDR round 2, plus lots more. Let's do it. EMBN Show.
It's going to be electrifying. Yes, welcome to this week's show with myself, Blake.
And me, Martin. And this week, it's quite exciting, isn't it? McLaren supercar people have legit made an e-bike with a difference. But this is from the ground up, their design. This isn't just something they've bought off a shelf in the Far East.
No.
This is a genuine McLaren e-bike.
So if you can't afford a McLaren, but you can afford a mountain bike, but it's still...
You might still quite a lot of money. But before we talk about the technicals, what's your first impression on it? Like, just looking at it, what do you think?
Well, it looks futuristic. It looks super-esque, but my main concern, right?
Yeah.
If you have a crash and you smash that front end off,
yeah,
that's a lot of money.
I mean, it's a really distinctive front end, carbon stem and bar setup. Yep. It's got a great big screen in the middle. It's really that's really Formula One looking.
It does, yeah.
Obviously, the colours are reminiscent of Formula One, but the bike itself is quite striking. Apparently, this is the most powerful eMtb so far, right? So let me give you a few. Let me give you a few stats on this one, Blake. Okay,
I don't know much about it.
Both the bikes, which we'll get into in a moment, there's a few different versions. 250 watt mid-drive motor with 121 newton meters of torque. 5 power modes.
Can I quote on 5? Number 5 or number 1 is an off button. It's the off.
4 power modes. Both models have a 540 watt-hour battery. They have carbon fibre frames, of course. The bikes include this one-piece carbon fibre handlebar stem setup with a screen.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, and they both have an integrated front light that is 1,150 lumens on high beam. On high, 1250. Basically, it's enough to make you go, too bright, turn it off.
There's a motorbike coming towards me, probably.
There's 2 different versions. There's the Sport 250, which is 140mm front suspension, 29-inch wheels. Cost of that one, £7,200.
That's a hard tell.
Plus VAT. Don't like it when they do that. No, Extreme 250, Extreme 250, 160mm front, 145 rear,
full suspension,
mixed wheel size.
Okay, I like that.
And it's 9,600 plus VAT, so it's 1,150 if you're being honest. So some incredible numbers there at the end, and quite an exciting bike. What I do like about this bike, Blake, I've moaned about it with Steve a few times, is when motorcycle brands or car brands just go and buy some bike off the rack, put their name on it, and apparently their name's enough to make this bike significantly different than it was before they put the sticker on. Hate that. This looks like McLaren have gone right.
Actually gone right. I don't know what brand of motor it is, isn't it?
Well, we don't know much more about it other than in the press release. We're being told it is the most powerful e-bike you're going to get, and with that newton meters of torque, it's certainly got the oomph.
Imagine the run over on that.
Well, we don't know what the run over is. We just know it's got a lot.
They're just teasing us.
What are you thinking, Nick? Going to be good?
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
We're all on the fence.
I don't know about the front end of it.
But great looking bike, very interesting. And yeah, can't wait to get our leg over one. Sounds rude.
Anyway, Intersport have just brought out a new bike. Take a look at this.
Oh.
So we've gone from one end of the spectrum to the other.
Yeah.
This is extreme. Under £2,000 for an e-bike.
Yes, pretty good money. It's obviously pretty basic.
Yeah, it is. I'm a big fan of hardtails, but I've never ridden a hardtail e-bike, which I feel like...
I do have suspicions that Steve... He's not here, is he? Steve doesn't love the hardtail e-bike. I'm just sensing that. I could be wrong, and he's not here to defend himself, so what the heck?
Well, I tried to convince that the hardtail was the best thing in one of our videos on GMBN.
Yeah, yeah, I love a hardtail, but if you've got a hardtail e-bike out there, why don't you get in the comments, get involved, and defend them from Steve Jones?
Yeah, please.
I might be saying things that aren't true here. Should we just let you guys decide?
I think it's true.
I think it's true. Right, so the Intersport Nakamura eMtb is a hardtail, under 2,000 like Blake said. It's got 460 watt-hour battery, 130mm on the front there, 27.5 wheels, weighing in 22 nearly 23 kilograms.
Okay.
It's not bad.
Not bad.
But 1,699 euros. Can you really complain? I don't think you can.
I don't think you can, especially if you're commuting.
Yeah, it's a good bike. It's a good bike for good money. So definitely worth a look if you're on the hunt for a hardtail. Right, let's have a look at some racks. Grooveliner racks, made in Cheshire in the UK.
Not bad.
Not bad at all.
You don't get many bike racks coming out of the UK. They're mainly, from the States.
Yeah, look at this one. That can carry 6 EMTBs, right? And it's got a mechanical automated lift and lowering system to it, so a bit of power there to help you. You can have up to 40 kilograms per crank mounting,
which is ridiculous.
Which is crazy. So any e-bike you can throw on there basically and take them on this rack. A serious bit of kit. Only serious bit I want to get you around to, Blake, quite quickly. £2,675.
That's quite serious.
It's a big spend, but if you've got 6 e-bikes, this is a great way to carry quite a lot of trouble.
Especially if you've got like a little uplift business, right? Look at that. Imagine that. Getting that on the back of your bike, your car, it'll pay itself off.
Yeah, and it says here you can actually carry lots of other things on it too, including surfboards, SUPs, a motorbike gear, because there's a nice mounting accessory that you can put things in.
You can put like a pally case on it. It's modular.
Well done, Fingers.
Thank you.
It's a really great product and we're definitely impressed. I've got to be honest, as I started reading about it in the script earlier on, I thought, racks, not that interesting. By the end, I was like, that is actually a rad bit of kit.
It is, isn't it? Look at it.
Should we talk about EDR round 2?
Please.
Come on, bit of racing. Yes, EDR round 2 in southern Poland, Bielski Biala. Cool name, isn't it?
Just good, doesn't it?
52.7 kilometre course, 3,000 metres of descent, lots of action. Looking at the results, it's quite similar to round 1 actually, because Slavomir Lukasic, he didn't win the first round, but he was until the very final stage, where he had some mechanicals. So I feel like he's the man on form and has jumped in there. Obviously teammate to Richie Rude on the Yeti Fox Factory Race team. In the women's, Florencia Espinera, last year's champ.
Yep.
Won again.
Oof.
Looks like she's dominating, but I still can't get over who came second.
My favourite.
Yeah.
Tracy Mosley.
Man, that girl just does not stop.
She's good. She is one of my favourite riders out there.
Man, to put this in perspective, right? I mean, I'm not like dissing the other girls here because they're all obviously very, very fast. It's all about the quality of Tracy Mosley, right? But Tracy Mosley started racing on the same team as me, look at me, the same team as me in the 90s. Like in the 90s, and she has not stopped absolutely killing everyone on mountain bikes.
No,
it's insane.
Yep.
I can't believe it.
She's
so great.
She's an all-time hero of mine.
And a few years ago, you could go, oh, well, EDRE, that's where everyone goes to retire. Not anymore. These are like legitimately fast people who want to be the best at e-bike racing. So, she's not even getting an easy ride of it. It's fantastic. Keep going, Tracy. She's just popping along to him, actually, apparently, just because she's got the time.
She nearly didn't go to this one.
It's crazy.
Ridiculous.
But, there's some great results from lots of riders there. I think you've pulled out your favourite. It was Hugo Pigeon.
Yeah, Hugo Pigeon, one of my favourite riders.
Yeah, you just think that's a funny name.
It's a great name.
Yeah, he came in 4th, riding for the Scott SR Suntort Enduro team.
I think it's Hugo Pigeon.
Yeah. Hey, I've just noticed something in the results that I hadn't noticed before, but Mick Hanna was 5th. Love it.
Way.
Mick Hanna, he's been going longer than Tracy Mosley. Oh my God. It's crazy. EDRE, fantastic racing. I still think it's one of the most exciting World Cup series we've got at the moment. But we have got lots of exciting World Cup series.
Got lots.
Yeah. Great racing, guys. Well done. Let's talk about Whyte bikes, right? Because they won Light E-Bike of the Year,
They did.
According to MBUK on Bike Radar. Best lightweight EMTB of the year. Fantastic. To celebrate, they're offering a 0%
Zero.
free money.
Yeah.
0% offer finance for their any e-light bike. So up to 36 months finance with as little as £240 deposit. This day and age, right? £240, someone will send you an e-bike. But they're not making any money. It's amazing. And you've got to remember that isn't current times. No. So it's a great deal on the E-Lite. E-Lite 140 works, 150 works, and the 150 RX. Congratulations to Whyte Bike, because that's great. That's the way to get people out on bikes, make them accessible and achievable.
Tech talk. We're not that tech savvy, are we?
No, we are not.
No,
we are not. But thankfully, over in Riva del Garda, we've got Steve Jones talking to Ergon. Let's see what it's got.
I've been meaning to show you guys this for quite a few years. When you ride your e-mountain bike, apart from when you're descending or maybe riding on some single track sprinting, you spend a lot of time sat in the saddle. Getting the right saddle and getting the right saddle size is actually quite critical for your e-mountain bike ride. So I've never actually done this, measure my proper saddle size. I'm here at the Ergon booth. So, I mean, I know you're going to say, definitely going to be an extra large, but this is going to be facts on the ground here.
Hey, I'm Bjarne, and we just measured you with a seat-bound width, and he got 11.6, I guess. And the interesting thing about this is that the seat-bound width has nothing to do with the stature of someone. So a small person can have a wide seat-bound width, and the opposite is possible too. So yeah.
Now, the great thing about Ergon is they've got several e-mountain bike saddles and in different sizes and for male or female. This is the SME Mountain Core Prime, which has got a little bit more comfort than the one that we use quite a lot of the time on the channel, which is the Pro version, which has got the split on the top of the seat there. Another interesting fact about e-mountain bike saddles is I do spend a lot of time in the front of the saddle, especially when we're doing super steep climbs, and also because when you're trying to hunt down grip on an e-mountain bike on a climb, it's good to have a bit of side-to-side movement, which is what a seat like this allows. Ergon don't just do saddles, they also do some grips. These are grips which have been designed by Valley Hall and Fabian Burrell. This is the grip I use on all my bikes, and it's great because in wet conditions, and I don't use gloves, and muddy conditions, because of the kind of waffle style pattern on it, it enables you to maintain that hold in your handlebars regardless of the weather.
Thank you, Steve. Right, let's take a look at some cool places. Okay, we've got some great ones here, starting from this one from Little J956. Talking about a cool place. Look at that. What a view.
Oh, beautiful.
That
Running
is
a
lovely.
cube. Excellent.
Yes, very
nice. I like
nice.
how his saddlebag is matching his frame colours and his pedals are matching his frame colours.
Yeah, you are a strange boy. And then next up, we have got, in Transylvania.
What?
This is Iliandriev in Transylvania. Look at that.
I like the high bar.
That does look like Transylvania. It looks like
mountain.
you could have, like, on any one of those mountains, a Dracula castle.
Yeah.
Cool place.
Count Dracula, watch out. Is that why his forks are red? Because they're like blood.
Could be. Next up, we have got from Mocha Shore. This is Wascally Way. Wascally Way, that can't be it. In County Durham, this is.
Look at that.
Okay.
Looks flat.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it's not as exciting, but it definitely looks like a nice day out on
They
the bike.
look like they're having a good old blast.
Yeah.
Mile munching.
Couple of hardtails, getting the job done. Nice standover on that one. Very nice. Cool place for sure. And lastly, from Trail Guru, this is Olympic Mountain. Amazing day in Washington.
Olympic Mountain.
Look at
Whoa.
that. That's probably the best of the day, I'd say.
That is nice Santa Cruz.
That's a cool place.
That is incredible.
If you have been riding your e-bike in a cool place, then let us know. Send it into the EMBN uploader down in the description there. You can find a link. It's the way you get involved in the show, and it's really important that you do because we love seeing where you've been. We love your Bike Vault entries and anything else you want to send us. Get involved with the show with the uploader. Right, little bit of feedback, Blake. It's always good to have a bit of feedback.
It is, yes.
Take it on the chin.
Yep.
A few questions. First one here from Nerdson MTB. And basically, what he's asking is, are the UCI really showing top-level commitment to EDRE? And it's an interesting question because in all the highlights and things like that, it's always pushed to the back, the highlights. It seems a little bit like, dare I say it, an afterthought. And it's an honest question. And what do we think about it? I mean, I really love the EDRE racing. I'm a trials fan. I love seeing the power stages with the climbing and the technical ability. I feel like that's still not as big in the race as it could be. And I feel like if they'd lean into it more, you'd get a very different and better race. Just my opinion. I'm not an expert.
I think the climbing stages.
But the racing is good, right?
It is good,
you know, maybe we got to put this out to you guys, right? Because I don't feel like... I watched some highlights last week and I didn't feel like it was an afterthought myself, but just the position of it, I guess, can make you feel that. And Nerdson brings up a good point. So what do you think? Are you watching the EDRE racing? And if so, do you feel like it's an afterthought? Because that's quite important, isn't it? This is a big thing for e-bikes and it could really, really grow massively. If they get the event model nailed, it could be amazing. Could be amazing. I don't think they quite have yet, but there we are. Thanks for that little bit of feedback. Good question, but answer it in the comments if you can. What you got, Blake?
This one was from John Smith, 4005. He wanted to know why Martin Mays was racing his Orbea Wild e-bike in a downhill race.
Well, I mean, it comes from the OLab little project they've got going on over on Orbea. And it's interesting, and I guess as you extend that question from John Smith, he's saying, well, would it be like financially sustainable for the companies to bring out a bike that does do both things?
Yeah.
That, you know, you could take the battery out of, move the bottom bracket, and it's standard MTB, but then you've got lots of storage options.
Yeah, big ones in that down tube.
Because the battery's not there, or it can be the e-bike that we all know and love. I don't know if it's needed. I feel like it's a really cool experiment. I think Orbea did it because that bike was the most suited, basically, design to downhill. Yeah. I don't know if it was necessarily to prove if downhill e-bikes could win on downhill courses. But it was certainly interesting. It's definitely got us all thinking. Have you ever done dirt jumps or anything on an e-bike?
I've done bike park on an e-bike, but not dirt jumps.
Yeah.
It would end up being really solid suspension.
Yeah, but it would be really interesting to see how you handled the weight, because some jumps, I mean, on a motocross bike, the weight means that the bike moves in a certain way, probably a bit more of a graceful motion.
Yeah, like a fluid motion.
And you might, if you wanted to lean into that, you get that out of an e-bike, though you don't get it on a normal bike. I don't know. Maybe we need to see a bit more of that. You know.
Yeah. Well, Harry the Beast, this young kid, he can whip an e-bike.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Amazing.
Incredible.
Amazing whip. Yeah. I love a whip.
It's time for the Bike Vault, my favourite part of the show.
Yeah. Can I start us off? Ricky Evans has sent in this lovely Trek Rail.
Ooh.
I'm going to try and say it, Pontiskill. Well done, Ricky. That's a super nice.
Super nice, yeah. I like it a lot.
Like it
is that a range extender on that thing?
Yeah, I think it is.
Nice. Yeah, it is, yeah.
Yeah.
Big
lovely,
day out there.
Lovely bit of kit. Next up, we have got a lovely little bike from, catchy name, SK64. A bit of Megamo action. I'll tell you what, I used to ride for Megamo back in the day when they first started making bikes.
Is that an e-bike?
That is an e-bike, yes. Isn't it great?
I
mean, it's so hard to tell, yeah. It's so hard to tell, but it's a lovely looking bike.
Wow.
Nice lines on that.
Yeah, very nice.
Very cool. So
that's super nice. Super nice, 100%.
Well done, SK64. Next up from Kenneth. Got a bit of Crafty Carbon XR in Norway. Look at that, Mondraker. That's a beast, isn't it?
Öhlins all round, it matches the yellow of the Öhlins to the frame.
Mondraker just won a World Cup.
They did, yeah.
World Cup, yeah. Congrats, Mondraker. Yeah, very nice.
Super nice.
Super nice?
Super nice.
And lastly, from Chris Moose, it's his Lapierre. This has got them sort of angles that I don't love. Curvy lines.
Is that an e-bike?
Yeah, and it's a great looking bit of kit. I think that might be a range extender as well. And I'm going to give that, I think that's nice.
I think it's nice, nice. Nice location, super nice location.
Yeah, well, it should have been in cool places. Yeah, some great bikes this week. Thanks for sending those in. Like I said, the uploader's there for getting involved in the show. So if you've got a bike, what are you waiting for? You could be in the show next week. Right, let's have a little bit of look at what's going on socially.
Here's a few things that we spotted this week. Now, take a look at this climb. It's unreal, Mr. Ashton.
It really is a great...
It goes on forever
It's
and
a great
ever
bit
and
of
ever.
riding. This is Emerson Durace, and yeah, he's using the old...
Oh, he's doing everything.
The old
Look
power. Well, that is bloody good. I tell you what, if that didn't grip on that crucial pedal in the middle, he'd have been in trouble. Next up, great bit of riding from Greg Williamson.
You're doing this before you headed out to the second round of the World Cup. Take a look at this in Poland.
Flying.
Greg Williamson doing what he does well.
Yeah, very nice.
Riding hard.
And lastly, from Stefan Berharter, great bit of switchback action.
That action.
That
eh?
is how you do switchbacks. Wow.
Using that power override to just wrap.
Let me do it one more time. Nice. Great bit of riding. Lovely bit of social activity. Right, that's all we've got time for this week on the show. Thanks for watching. We'll be seeing you next week. Blake, thanks for coming along.
Thanks very much.
Like talking e-bikes with you.
Yeah.
We'll see you next week on the show. Make sure you love, like, and subscribe. And we'll see you then.
Yeah.